This is the Dallas Morning News. It's Monday, October 21st. It will be sunny and pleasant in Dallas today with a high of 86. Clear skies tonight with a low of 65. Here are today's headlines. State leaders are bracing for a potential maelstrom at the Texas Capitol today as death row inmate Robert Roberson is set to appear in person at a House committee, the first time a condemned prisoner has testified before state lawmakers. The evening before Roberson was set to be executed, the Texas House Criminal Jurisprudence Committee voted 7-0 to issue a subpoena ordering Roberson to appear before the panel. Committee members, saying they feared Texas was about to execute a potentially innocent man, wanted Roberson to testify about the effectiveness of a state law that lets inmates challenge convictions based on discredited or erroneous science. Monday's hearing will be streamed online and open to the public, presenting logistical challenges as officials struggle to accommodate a high-security prisoner and crowds expected to include media from across the country, curious spectators, and protesters. The company has reserved a hearing room in the underground extension of the Capitol. That room has the capacity for 146 people, 98 seated audience members, 15 for standing room, 6 wheelchairs, the committee members, and staff. In other news, Governor Greg Abbott launched Operation Lone Star in March of 2021, deploying National Guard soldiers and state troopers to the border with Mexico. The goal was to make border crossings more difficult by installing razor wire and other physical barriers along the Rio Grande and further inland to arrest suspected undocumented migrants for trespassing and other state criminal charges. In year one, Abbott shifted almost $1 billion from several state agencies, including the Texas Department of Criminal Justice, to support the operation. With later allocations from the Texas legislature, a total of $11 billion in state money has been spent on Operation Lone Star, and Abbott recently asked lawmakers for another $2.9 billion to run the program through 2027. The money has paid for more than 100 miles of razor wire, more than 45 miles of a state-built border wall, and a 1,000-foot-long buoy barrier on the Rio Grande. Next up, early voting for the November 5th election begins today and ends Friday, November 1st. In Texas, all registered voters can cast a ballot in person during the early voting period. For resources to help you cast your ballot with confidence, subscribe to Back to the Ballot, a personalized voter education newsletter, and view the Dallas Morning News Voter Guide. And the University of Texas has been penalized after Saturday's game versus Georgia was disrupted by fans throwing bottles and other debris onto the playing field. The disruption occurred after a controversial pass interference call, which, after the delay caused by the debris allowed the game's officiating crew to discuss the call, was reversed in favor of the Longhorns. On Sunday, the Southeastern Conference announced that Texas had been assessed a financial penalty of $250,000 and that the university will be required to use all available resources, including security, stadium, and television video, to identify individuals who threw objects onto the playing field or at the opposing team. Any individuals found to have been involved in disrupting the game will be prohibited from attending Texas athletic events for the remainder of the academic and athletic year. The conference also says that the Texas Athletic Department must review and update game management procedures and alcohol availability policies to prevent a recurrence of Saturday night's disruption, though at this time the conference is not suspending alcohol sales at Texas games. The Longhorns wound up benefiting from the reversed call and even scored 2 plays later, but ultimately fell short, losing 30-15 to the Bulldogs on Saturday. Texas's next home football game is November 9th against the Florida Gators. Thanks for listening. For more on today's stories and for the latest breaking news, visit dallasnews.com. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more from the Dallas Morning News.